The desert wind howled like a grieving spirit across the Arizona plains, carrying with it the bitter scent of smoke and gunpowder. Caleb Dawson had seen many sunsets in his life, bloody ones, lonely ones, quiet ones, but nothing like the one that burned across the horizon that evening. The sky was crimson, not from beauty but from fire. He tightened his grip on the reins of his horse, Titan, as the distant remains of an Apache camp smoldered in the valley below. Caleb wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a bounty hunter. He was just a rancher who had learned the hard way that the West didn't care, whether you were good or bad. It swallowed everyone the same. He hadn't meant to ride this way. A broken fence line and missing cattle had pulled him miles from his ranch. But fate had other plans. As he approached the ruined camp, he expected silence, death, emptiness. What he didn't expect was movement. A flicker behind a shattered wagon. Titan snorted nervously. Caleb slid off the saddle slowly, boots crunching against ash-covered dirt. His revolver rested low in his palm, not raised, not threatening. That's when he saw her. She couldn't have been more than 16. Long dark hair tangled with dust, a torn deerskin dress, ash streaked across her cheeks like war paint. But her eyes, those eyes were not defeated. They were burning. She held a small knife in trembling hands, standing in front of what remained of her world. "I am alone," she said. Her voice didn't crack. It didn't beg. It stated a fact. Caleb lowered his revolver completely. He had heard stories. Settlers and Apaches locked in endless hatred, blood answering blood. But this wasn't a warrior. This wasn't an enemy. This was a child standing in the ruins of her family. "What's your name?" he asked gently. She hesitated. "A pony." "Butterfly." The name didn't match the devastation around her. Caleb looked around. No survivors. No movement. Whoever had done this had left hours ago. "You got anywhere to go?" he asked. She stared at him as if the question itself was foolish. "I am alone." Those words struck deeper this time. Caleb had once said those same words at his wife's grave. The West had taken her during a winter fever. Since then, the ranch had been quiet. Too quiet. He knew the danger of what he was about to do. A white rancher riding home with an Apache girl, the town would whisper. Some would threaten. But as the wind rose again, lifting ash into the darkening sky, he made a decision that would change both their lives. "You don't have to be," he said. She didn't move at first. Didn't trust. Didn't believe. But when the desert grows cold and the world burns behind you, even the smallest offer of warmth becomes powerful. He extended his hand. Long seconds passed. Then slowly, carefully she took it. The ride back to his ranch was silent. She rode behind him, stiff as stone. Every sound made her flinch. Every shadow tightened her grip. Caleb didn't try to force conversation. He knew grief. It needed space. When they reached his ranch at dusk, the lantern light from the porch flickered against the wooden beams. It wasn't much, but it was safe. Inside, he gave her water, food, a blanket. She didn't eat much, didn't sleep much either. He could hear her pacing softly in the spare room long after midnight. The next morning, the storm began. Not from the sky, but from town. Word travels fast in the West. By noon, 3 riders approached his ranch. Among them was Sheriff Wallace, a man who believed order meant control. "You bringing trouble into this county, Caleb?" Wallace asked, eyes narrowing when he saw a pony standing quietly behind the doorway. "She's just a girl," Caleb replied evenly. "She's Apache. She's alone. That ain't your problem." Caleb's jaw tightened. It is now. The tension thickened like gathering thunder. But Caleb Dawson had survived cattle thieves, droughts, and heartbreak. He wasn't about to hand a grieving girl back to a world that had already destroyed her. "She stays," he said firmly. Wallace studied him. "You're making enemies." Caleb didn't break eye contact. Wouldn't be the first time. When the riders left, dust trailing behind them, a pony stepped forward. "Why?" she asked. Caleb looked at her. Really looked at her. "Because someone should have done it for me once." For the first time, something in her expression softened. That evening, she walked the ranch land quietly, studying everything. The horses, the fences, the sky. There was something watchful about her, not just surviving, but calculating, learning. And Caleb began to realize something. The West had taken from her, but it had not broken her. And maybe, just maybe, the girl who said she was alone had more strength than the entire town combined. But danger was already gathering beyond the horizon. The attack came at dawn. Not soldiers, not lawmen, cattle rustlers. Caleb had enemies and they believed he had grown soft. Rumors had spread. He was distracted, harboring an Apache girl. Weak. They were wrong. Gunshots shattered the morning silence. Titan reared in the corral. Caleb grabbed his rifle and stepped onto the porch. 3 riders cut through his fencing, driving cattle hard. But before Caleb could take aim, something unexpected happened. A pony was already moving. She didn't scream, didn't freeze. She moved like desert wind, quick, precise. She cut through the back pasture, circling wide. Caleb realized what she was doing too late to stop her. The rustlers thought their flank was clear. It wasn't. A pony loosed a rope she'd prepared the night before, something she had studied from watching Caleb work. The lead rustler's horse stumbled, tangling in the line. Chaos erupted. One rider fell hard. Another panicked. Caleb fired 2 warning shots. Leave now. Outnumbered and caught off guard, the rustlers retreated. Silence returned. Dust settled. And in the middle of the field stood a pony, breathing hard but unbroken. Caleb approached her slowly. Where'd you learn that? My father, she answered quietly. He said strength is not loud. It waits. Caleb nodded. From that day forward, things changed. She helped mend fences, learned the names of horses, repaired tools with surprising skill. The ranch began to thrive, not despite her presence, but because of it. Even the townsfolk started noticing. When drought struck that summer, it was a pony who remembered an old Apache water trail hidden between rock formations miles east. She guided Caleb there. The water saved the cattle and the ranch. Sheriff Wallace rode out again. But this time he didn't come with threats. He removed his hat. Heard what you did. A pony met his gaze steadily. Wallace cleared his throat. Seems this county owes you. Respect in the West wasn't given easily. It was earned. Years passed. The girl who once said, I am alone, stood taller now, stronger. The ranch became a place where travelers, settlers, and natives alike could find water without question. One evening, as the sun dipped gold behind the mesas, a pony stood beside Caleb on the porch. You did not leave, she said softly. Caleb leaned against the rail. Wasn't planning to. You changed my path. He shook his head gently. No, you changed mine. The wind that evening wasn't harsh. It was warm. Some stories in the West are written in blood. But some, rare ones, are written in courage. And when people ask how a hardened cowboy and an Apache girl built something stronger than fear, the answer is simple. He refused to leave, and she refused to break. If this story moved, you, if you believe strength, can rise from ashes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and join us for more unforgettable Wild West legends. Because out here, the greatest battles aren't fought with bullets, but with heart.